Audio Cult TV.
This is Audio Cult TV, man. Today we got in the building the hip-hop barber, social influencer, entrepreneur. He do it all. DJ Zachary, man. Welcome in.
What's up, Joe?
Man, I can't call it, man. Glad to have you here, man. Wanted to get you in here and just chop it up a bit.
Right.
Let the people know a little bit of your history, your background, man.
Okay, well, my name is DJ Zachary. Obviously, I'm from LAWTON, Oklahoma. I've been a barber for, I've been cutting hair since I was 12. I've been a licensed barber for 18 years. I currently co-own a 20-chair shop. We got 14 guys. I am just getting into the education space, the influencer space as far as the barber industry is concerned. And man, I've been cutting hair around here for 20 years, basically, man. I love it. I mean, I've watched kids grow. I've watched people grow. I mean, I've watched myself grow, my business grow. Man, and I'm just loving the space that I'm in going forward in life right now. So
what's the best thing about what you do?
The best thing about what I'm doing, I was just talking with Jonathan. It's the impact, bro. Like that moment that somebody you really see that, it's like a teacher. You know what I'm saying? So I already I got paid for learning what I'm doing. So I got paid for cutting hair. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing is that moment when somebody realizes something, or they realize that they have a skill set or something, or there's that light bulb moment. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, wow. Or you introduce them to something that they have, a concept they haven't thought of, that just like changes how they view the thing. Like when we was outside talking about memberships and you was like, barber memberships?
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, barbershop memberships, like a membership to me being your barber. And then I broke it down to you like, wow, that's different. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I get to teach that to somebody and they already, because that's like one of them things that only works if you already a good barber and you booked and, it helps you get to a different level because you're not cut for cutting, paycheck to paycheck type of situation. You get in the front end and you know how that works, getting a front end check and investing in and doing this other thing over here. So it give you that, but most barbers don't even think like that because they don't think business. You know what I'm saying? We just think, oh man, once I learn how to bust out this fade, and I'm the best barber,
It's gonna come.
Yeah, and it does to a certain extent, but then you reach a point where it's like, okay, you the best barber.
Now what?
How are you measuring that? Like, now what? If it isn't even that, but at first, like, how are you measuring that? Like, because you said so, because your client said so. I'm sure everybody's clients think they're the best barber. Like, so, I mean, do you got more money than everybody? Like, is that important? And yeah, it is, because you're in business. And so that's what kicks off, for me, that's what kicked off the like, well, you have to have some measure of who's the best, who's doing the best, who's like, what's the metric?
Right.
And it's in business, it's profit, it's the scaling, it's all of those type of things. And so that's what triggered me trying to get into business. Not trying to get into business, me thinking more of business in the barbering space. And
it seems like everything you say, and this is, a lot of focus on the hip hop genre and music and its effects on our lives.
Right.
It sounds like you sound like a hip hop artist, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the work that you put in, the benefits from marketing, separating yourself from.
Right. Well, because it's business. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so what I do, and it's crazy because when I really wanted to start getting popping on social media and start trying to understand it, I went to see Knuckles. Mm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing because it's business. And in these days, your social media has a presence. You have to have a digital footprint and it has to look a certain way if you want to be able to attract certain things. Like, it's business, it's marketing, all those things are congruent. So I end up talking to people, even though I'm coaching with barbers, I still end up talking with people that have other businesses just because they'll reach out or just they'll DM me and be like, man, it's a guy that does photography that just hit me up and was like, man, bro, just the way that you're talking about things, I've been able to change how I package things, how I do things, just watching your videos, and it ain't even got nothing to do with photography, but it's just business. Like, if you're a barber and you're trying to get somewhere and there's this industry, and you from a small place, you trying to figure out how to tap into this big industry. It's just like you said, it's just like being, hey, I'm a rapper from somewhere small that I'm trying to break into this huge industry. Like, how do I do that? How do I go about doing that? I mean, I don't know if any artist has thought of, well, I'm gonna go to every fucking show that these 5 artists, I'm looking at these 5 artists and they're not the J. Cole's, the headliners, because they're not doing like stadiums. They're doing shows that I can have access to them to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not so small that everybody has access, but big enough to where I have to either pay a little dollar for the access or I have to finagle my way into that type of access. And if you could get into that, then you can create those relationships and it's like, oh yeah. And then you have to learn how to leverage what you got. Like, for me, it took me 3 years, bro, to figure out. So the dude, let me back up a little bit. So the product line that I use, right? The products and stuff that I use, he was throwing shows 10 years ago. He still does them time to time. So I was going to him. And after shows, he would run into me. Hey, man, how was the classes today? Blah, 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 blah. I always be like, yeah, it was good, blah, blah, but you know, I can't use none of that, man. I'm from LAWTON. Some of that shit ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? And one time he asked me, he like, do they sell Jordans where you live at? I was like, yeah. He's like, do they sell iPhones where you live at? I said, yeah. He was like, and people be in line for that. I was like, yeah. He was like, so they'll pay, but they don't respect your brand like they respect them brands. And that's your job. And it took me 3 years. And at that same time, he was offering me, he was like, I will put you on my Team Exotics, which is like where you get sponsorships and all these other things. He was like, but you have to be able to, what makes you different? Like, why? Yeah, I talk to you. Yeah, you buy products, but what makes you different? If I add you to this team and we go out somewhere, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to bring to the table that is going to relate to somebody in the crowd? You know what I'm saying? Right. And it took me a while, bro, but then it was like I'm from LAWTON. So
what was your response? How did you?
At that time, I was like, I don't know. I got to think about it, Curtis. I got to figure it out. I don't know. I ain't going to try to bullshit you in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
So what was the light bulb moment that you realized, okay.
I don't remember the moment,
right,
but I don't know. I don't remember the exact moment, but I just know I just came up with shit. I'm from LAWTON. I'm from Oklahoma. That's it. You don't meet people from Oklahoma.
Right.
Like, when they moving around, because their shows don't even come here. You know what I'm saying? So when you see me, you always see me in Dallas.
Right.
Or the couple times you see me in Denver. But when you start seeing me in other cities and stuff, then you like, man, where you from? I'm from Oklahoma. You gonna remember that.
Right.
And then when I was able to link with Buddy in the city with the success, now when I go to shows, I bring a bottle, I damn near fly with a case. Like, I bring a bottle for enough influencers that I'm gonna meet. Hey, what's up, bro? I just want to give you this bottle, blah, 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 blah. So you done met this big old red fella with these freckles that gave you this bottle of liquor that says success on it.
Right.
It's not no regular, it's not Ciroc. It's not something you just buying in stores. It's something that you're like, oh, what is this? Oh, yeah. Then I get to lean into me. Like, oh, yeah, well, man, I'm from Oklahoma. This is a black-owned company from Oklahoma. It's one of my sponsors, man. I'm a barber, blah, 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 blah. I also do education. So, man, I just followed you on Instagram, man. Holla at me, man. Just wanted to show you some appreciation. Right. You remember that. Because a lot of times at barber shows, they have a bar. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to go back to the bar.
Yeah. You ain't got to spend no more money.
You ain't got to spend no more money. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, or you can still go to the bar and you're like, man, I'm going to keep this bottle. I've had guys hit me back up like, oh, I hit them up like, hey, man, did you try the liquor? Hell no, bro. I'm saving that. I keep that bottle sit up there.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to have to see another one so you can try it.
Right.
But just for me, it was just about finding ways to stand out once you in the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm sure with like music industry, it's harder to get into the bigger rooms. You know what I'm saying? But I happened to start attending the shows and seminars right when they were starting. Yeah. So the rooms were big, but if you've been in that room at this point 10 years, even as a spectator, there's so many people that attend the shows that I see, and I just know them from attending the shows. Right. You know what I'm saying? So just that familiarity. And then as you build in these relationships and they're kind of watching you level up and level up and level up and, hey, man, I see you did a shop remodel, man. Is that a waterfall in your shop?
Right.
Oh, yeah, we got a waterfall. How many chairs in there? 20. Y'all got 20 chairs? Where you at, Oklahoma City? Nah, man, I'm like an hour and a half south. I'm almost in Texas. I'm in a little town.
Right.
You not even in Oklahoma City? Nah, man. Not even 100,000 people in my town. And so now it's like, what? Wait a minute. And you got a big shop, and so now I get to lean into the conversations. Like I've even learned how to basically give teasers when they asking them questions. You know what I'm saying? To make them be like, what? Like how? Because you ask stuff like that when you're talking to the people. Like, hey man, okay, you a barber? You own a shop? Okay, where's it at? Okay, what you do? Da 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 da. And once you get to talking to them, if you're intriguing to them, now they're gonna follow you. And then when they follow you, now it's just how good are you gonna get in the digital space of creating that relationship? Are you gonna comment on their reels? Are you gonna share their stuff? Are you gonna join their lives? Are you, when they looking for people to like join the live, are you gonna be the person that joins it? Are you gonna like, and I had to learn all this from a coach, a social media coach, because I'm just like everybody else. I'm using social media just to be like, yeah, man, argue with people, cuss people out, post my thoughts. And like my social media now is to the point of where it look almost like straight advertising. So you don't even get a real sense of like who I am. I ain't gonna say who I am, but there is a more personal me now that you don't get to see maybe on my Instagram. If you're on Facebook with me, Facebook is more like, for me, it's everybody already knows me on Facebook. Right. So it's like, I just put my thoughts there. Yeah. But Instagram is more of like, the barber's world is on Instagram. So my Instagram footprint is looking different. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting. And it makes me, as you're speaking a couple times, it reminded me of a previous interview we did with Trub, Fat Man Trub. And since he's been home, he's created motion and got in some of the smaller.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah. I ain't gonna. I was finna say. Oh, I'm about to say
his government.
No, I wasn't gonna say his brother. I'm about to say. I'm gonna sound real. I'm about to say. You talking about Shanti, boy?
Yeah. I forgot you, Rancho.
Yeah, you know. I grew up with his mom, like literally. Like, hey, so, man, this is wild. This how I know I'm getting old, bro. Yeah. I see the video, right, where I stopped because he's in somebody's barbershop. I'm like, okay, he got a barbershop video. I just randomly stopped because that's going to make me stop.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, this Shanti's son, okay. So I click on it. I'm like, okay. He rapping. I'm like, okay, young boy shit, hard shit. All right. I shot Corey and I hit the yard, did me a stabbing. I was like, whoa. Let me hit this like button and get off of that. Yeah. I told him this, I said, man, I know I'm getting old, man. I was like taken back, bro. I was like, whoa, hey, man. But, I mean, I appreciate the authenticity and I respect his grind, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like with Bootsy,
I respect that grind. Like when he was still locked up, he would hit me up like, hey, bro, can you post my video with you? And I'm like, man, I'm on a barber grind right now. I ain't posting rap videos and shit, bro. Like, that ain't even my brand. Like, I ain't trying to be like, fuck you, but I'm on my own mission over here. Like, to post your rap video, no matter what it was, would be like, what is that? DJ was so random.
Right, like, just throwing it up there.
Yeah, just throwing it up there. Like, because like I say, if you look on my Instagram now, because that's what he was hitting me up on, I believe. If you look on my Instagram, bro, this dude stopped to try to sell me a Vivint the other day, came by my house. Okay. And, of course, he's talking to me like, oh, you a barber? I'm like, he's like, man, can I see your work? So I went to my Instagram and I was like, damn, I had to scroll down to find like video of me cutting hair. My whole like 100-something posts is all education. Right. I'm like, oh, damn, my Instagram looks different now. Like, so that's what I mean. Like, if you go to Instagram, I'm teaching barber business principles. If you go to Facebook, do you think you should
get another Instagram for?
I ain't finna. I'm not doing that. I'm not creating that separate. What I am gonna do, because I just posted a haircut video this morning. What I am gonna do though is balance it out more. It's so like you'll go to my Instagram, you'll be able to see, okay, he still cuts hair behind the chair. He does also teach whatever other services I provide, and then maybe some back to some personal stuff, but not really, because the space I'm going to, nobody really cares, bro. I mean, like when all the influencers I follow in barbering, like you might see a picture of their kids and their stories or something. Oh, we went to the zoo today, some shit like that. But there's not like a real intimate inside look into people's lives like that. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about the business.
It's just about the business. Okay. Yeah.
And how important is it for that brand to be focused, to have the, like you said, you wouldn't put a hip hop video on there or say
for me, the brand on Instagram it's gotten to the point to where I do protect my brand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I just had an incident. It was a dude trying to go hard on me on Instagram a couple weeks ago. Like, I didn't even respond, bro. I ain't even acknowledge it. I ain't even, you know, like, I ain't really tripping with Buddy, but okay.
What for?
What for, bro? Yeah. I mean, if I give it some energy, then people that paying attention to me, like, I had to look at it like, okay, I have arguably 3 of the barber industry's biggest influencers on my page. And they follow me and like shit and they follow me.
Right.
If I get on here arguing with you, bro, do you know how crazy my page will look to them right now? Like, do you know what kind of opportunity I probably shoot myself in the foot for? Like, I don't know what somebody's talking about me in a room right now, but it's always good for sure because I ain't got nothing out there that's bad. But if I get on here and I'm like, yeah, well, let me tell you something, nigga. Fuck that. You were, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the other 8 posts are, you know, if you want to grow your barber business, you should blah, blah, blah. Right. And all of a sudden I just wig out. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, and so it's like, that's too far. That's too far off brand to be arguing with you, bro. And whoever, if you that serious, then just come find me, bro. It's LAWTON. I am at the shop. Like, I'm at the barbershop, bro. You know where I'm at. Like, my number is public information. Call my phone. Like, or whenever we run into each other, let's have a conversation. If it's gonna have to be something other than that, man, I'm in my 40s now, bro. I'm not gonna do all that. Now, if you just jump on me, then I ain't got no choice. But man, listen, I'm sorry if I owe you an apology. If you owe me one and you don't give it to me, fuck it. I'm gonna move on already anyway. You know, but the brand on Instagram, the brand is important because the opportunities that's gonna come with how my brand looks. On Facebook, you get a more personal me because it's a more personal. The page on Facebook is for the people that I've known or that are in LAWTON and have been here in my town forever. And that's how I know most of y'all, just from around. But Instagram is so full of people that I have absolutely, I don't even know some of these people at all. Like, I've never met you, never seen you in real life, or I maybe met you once or twice in passing. Like the dude, that's the matter of fact, I had a dude drive yesterday 6 hours for a class from little town in Louisiana. And so I had never met him, but I had met him. I ran into him online doing a live with my coach in Atlanta. And he was like, oh, I seen you on Israel's live. Started following you, liked your content. So I decided to come take your class.
Wow.
So just imagine if in that mix of time, whenever he got to know who I was, started following me, like, let me see what this guy's talking about. I just wigged out on a couple of people and was like, oh man, fuck you. And He been like, oh, I'm not driving those 6 hours. Man, this dude, wow.
Right.
No, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? He drove 6 hours, paid me $200, bro, for an hour class. Man. Like, I'm not, why would I not protect that? And that's we're in the year 1. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got some buddies that get paid $3,000 to go fly somewhere, teach class, and be gone a day and a half, be back.
Do you feel that's your true calling more so the teaching, the instruction, being the instructor?
Man, my calling is to get that bag.
Get that money.
That's my calling is let's get to the bag. Like, I do love the impact. But I mean, to be honest, when I thought about building a school, it's as a retirement plan. My thinking is, man, I don't know if I should give away my plan here on I ain't gonna give it away on camera. But I got a plan, bro, that like, if I told it to you, Joe, it's so simple, but it's so genius. It's like, damn, it makes sense. But it's hard, as I can say it. Well, my goal is to have a school that just produces enough barbers and I can just keep opening barbershops. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a mentor in Oklahoma City named JB. He has a barbershop. He has a barber school, and he downsized now to 5 barbershops. He had 9.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I can handle 9 here in LAWTON. But what can happen is all these old Korean ladies that's not finna keep staying in business, they're gonna sell their shop one day. Yeah. And if I have barbers and I have money to refurbish that shop, then I can just do the space over, take the barbers that just graduated from my class, put them in the shop, because the clientele base from that base, they not tripping on quality. They've been going to them people. You know what I'm saying? Right. You can get a new barber and get that. So new barber, need a good job, here you go. Right. Boom. When you get better, if you get good enough, you come to the big boys. You come to ice trays with us. Right. Meanwhile, stay at Quick Cuts 1 or whatever the fuck we gonna call it. You know what I'm saying?
And maybe at a cheaper price point.
Oh, it's definitely it's gonna be at that price point.
Yeah.
They charging $20 over there, then that's what you cut hair for, $20, because the quality is $20, bro. Like, that's not no $50 haircut you running in the edge of crooked. I'm not doing that, bro. You know what this is. Like, just be honest about your skill set. Now, if you're the top tier of the class and you can fit into the shop, if you can fit into ice trays and you can come in there and you can hang, then by all means, come on with it. But at this point, even that brand, even ice trays, the brand, is like, we just know we're done hiring just anybody, bro. You can't, we're not hiring no beginners. We're not hiring we're not even hiring based on skill set no more. You better have a skill set. On top of that, it's got to be like, do you have responsibilities in life? Are you going to be accountable? Like, what kind of person are you going to be past busting out this fade?
Fitting parts into a team.
Right. Yeah. This fade going to be good, but if you only working 4 hours a day, you ain't really helping us, bro. Like, you come in, you cut your 4 or 5 heads, and then you gone. What we supposed to do with that when it's a shop full of people and it's busy and we all ready to go home, but it's walk-ins and we got to knock them out? Like, you ain't no good to the team.
Right.
So, yeah, I got a plan, but the plan started with, how can I retire? What's going to make me the money?
And is that how you got into being a social media influencer? That was the quickest way to market, promote yourself and make more money?
No, I got into the social media influencer thing how would I explain that? It wasn't really intentional. I'll take that back. It was intentional. I wanted to see if I could be one. It really is what it was. I found the vodka. I had found the Success vodka. Mm-hmm. So when I first started doing my luxury services, I would get you the liquor that you requested. So I would hit you up if you had a luxury service book. I'll hit you up like, hey man, a shot of liquor or a little airplane bottle, shot size bottle comes with your service. What you drink? And so after a while, I got tedious, like going to get individual, having shit like that. And somebody asked for some Ciroc, so I'm looking for the vodka, and I run across this bottle that says Success. Well, my grooming system was already called Success Grooming System. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, well, let me grab this. That's cool. And it has a shape of Oklahoma on the back. So I'm like, okay, made in Tuttle, Oklahoma? I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy this just because. Try this out. Bought the other stuff, bought that. So, of course, I drink it. It's smooth. I'm like, okay. It ain't no different than plain Ciroc or Tito's. It ain't no flavor, but it's cool. Like, I'll rock with it. So I started looking up the company. This black man pops up. I'm like, oh, okay, this is black owned?
I did not know that.
Yes, bro. And I'm talking about he's like black man.
Yeah.
Like with the culture. When he get dressed, he's sharp, he clean. When he dressed down, he got on a couple chains. Success Vodka chain, TB Realty chain. Like my man done bought a big gym in Oklahoma City, refurbished that, doing new developments on the east side. Like it's up off of real estate. And then so I'm like, well, damn, now I'm following him on social media and I see he kind of pushed the vodka, but it's not really his thing. It's like more of a side hustle type thing. So I'm like, I wonder if I could get him to like sponsor me when I go to shows, or what kind of relationship I could create. Because that brand is dope. Like, he black, he from Oklahoma, Success. I'm talking about Success. Like, I don't know. So I just start tagging him. I get rid of any other options of liquor. I tell him Success Vodka is what comes with your service. Right. You get a bottle. Instead of the shot bottle, I would give you the next one up was a half. I don't really drink. The one behind the counter, the small one.
Like the half pint, yeah.
Right, so I give you a half pint. And so as that goes on, I'm tagging people. You get your service, I'm tagging him. I'm taking pictures with it. We having parties at the house. We going places. I'm drinking it. I'm just tagging him. Right. So he finally hits me up. He's like, man, brother, I really appreciate all this that you're doing, blah, 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 blah. I'm turning 46, man, and having a party at Oklahoma City. Come by. Stop by. I'd like to meet you in person. Right. So it's so popping at his party. He busy, but he make his way over. He talking a little bit, blah, blah. Somebody walks up and like, hey man, how you doing, Toby? Like, he's like, hey man, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, man, I really like the vodka. He's like, yeah, man. We like to represent success. Like DJ here, man. You represent success. But like this kind of like, I can't remember the exact words, but it was like, this one of my new guys, we working. type situation. Right. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Right. Then he was like, hey man, I gotta move around. He was like, hey, I'm finna go back up. It was, it's late. I'm tired anyway. Yeah. He walked off. I turned to Felicia. I was like, oh baby, I got what I came for. We could leave. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. We can leave. We can go home right now. Right. And then so since then we just work together, man. If I need something, I can hit him up. I'm actually about to, and so what I try to do is figure out how can I bring this man value? Like, this man is wealthy as hell. His companies are doing great. Like, so what can I do to help? What can I bring to the table to help, grow this thing? And so you do sell it here. But my next plan is I'm going to just go to Fluffy's and I'm going to go to Shady Sam's and I'm going to go to Cash Roll Liquor and ask them, like, hey, how much is it to have, like, a display in the front? How much is it to, like, put his stuff right here? Like, how much is that? And if it's not that much, I'm going to pay it out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then take a picture of it and hit him up and be like, hey, I got this going on down here, man. Start tracking this for me. Let me know if it helps. Right. So, I mean, if it might cost me a couple $100, who knows what could come back off of that? Because he going to look at that and be like, this man done got my shit placed in the front of the store. Or if I have to hit him up and be like, hey, man, I need a backdrop or I need some type of blah, blah. I've talked to these people and they want to move your stuff to the front so it's accessible right when you walk in the door, but it has to have a setup. So I need, like, that's value that he going to appreciate. Right. And I don't know how that's going to come back, but it's going to come back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It may not even come back from him. I may be in a whole nother situation and somebody just look out for me where I'm like, damn, that person ain't have to do no shit for me and just did it. That's how my mind think. Like, if you plant them good karma seeds, bro, and you just look out, I mean, it's a very basic principle. You reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? If you, all the seeds you throwing out there is good, man, it's gonna come back good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even when a weed pop up from something that you didn't tend to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you put some bullshit out there and it grew because you never tended to it. It's in there too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And one day you either gonna have to tend to it or something else gonna happen. Got the opportunity to tend to it today and get rid of it. So now, boom, now my field is even more good karma seeds than bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I look at it, bro.
Now, let me ask you how overall and also in your work environment, because I think when I used to come to the shop, and like you said, we go way back, you know what I'm saying? So much music that y'all would put me on, especially like underground mixtapes. I was talking about Fabulous on Facebook the other day, and y'all hella put me on Fabulous. Like, man, all the time. Cold Summer, all that stuff, you know what I mean? Right. And so how do you feel hip-hop's influenced your life personally and you in your job?
Hip-hop's I just drink water too. Hip-hop's influence on my job is major. Like, it's the soundtrack every day. Like, I do listen now because I'm getting older. I listen to some jazz. I listen to some R&B. But I still love hip-hop. And so it's every day I listen to it. And I love the fact that we have some 20-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds. Like, I ain't no fan of G Herbo, you know what I'm saying? But they'll turn on Dirk, they'll turn on this, and I'll be like, what is this? This is songs like, this is fucking horrible. Or some shit will come on and I'll be like, this ain't bad, who is this? Oh, this is ETSG. Like, oh, okay. And like, and I still can't tell who's who for a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? I could tell Dirk, I could tell. Well, something came on the other day. I was like, hey, that's that little Dirk. He's like, no, that's Vaughn. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. But I love it because it's keeping me fresh and it keeps me listening to new stuff. And I get to hear it because my son's 16 now. So when he hear it in the shop, he's like, okay, who DJing? Who playing this? You know what I'm saying? So I love it. But for as far as my life, man, hip hop is the soundtrack to my life, bro. Yeah. I'm one of those people that I look at hip hop. I look at people in hip hop as my peers. You know what I'm saying? Like, T.I. is my peer, bro. Jeezy is my peer. Like, y'all niggas was trapping when I was trapping. Right. That's why I liked it, that shit. Like, Fabulous is my peer. We the same age. I like being fly and talking to girls and getting slick and like, you're my peer.
Right.
And so Rick Ross, you're my peer. You know what I'm saying? You started a little later and started popping a little later, but now you're really good at business and you're growing. Like, you're my peer. And if my peer group is doing certain things or moving certain ways, and I am too, I feel like I'm doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So when they was trapping and rapping, I was trapping and barbering. You know what I'm saying? I was just a barber, and I would go to the club every weekend.
You used to be rapping a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, I had a year as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that, like, yeah, I rap for 1 year. I rap for about a year. Like, I was pretty good too, but it was just one of them things. I knew that I didn't want to pursue it. Kay at that time was like, bro, we need to go do a show. I think with Blyville. We need to go here. And I was like, bro, we can't go on no Saturday. I gotta cut hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I knew immediately, like, okay, I can't. I have to choose. Like, and I like rapping, don't get me wrong, but I know this is what I'm finna be doing, bro. This is it right here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my life is already being built in a positive direction through barbering. Like, I'm not finna jump off track because I like rapping. Like, fuck that.
So you were already into the barbering before?
Oh yeah, man,
okay.
I had been a barber.
You said since 12, right?
Yeah, I've been cutting hair since I was 12.
Okay.
But I had been home. Got home from prison, I was 24. And when Kay had the studio, I was probably about 28, 29. Okay. So I've been home a couple years. You know, and when I say coming home, I mean, I was starting with zero, bro. Mm-hmm. And so to go from zero, so I had accumulated a couple of cars and I lived okay. I'm doing well. You know, so I'm traveling on the side. So we going to the club every, this that era. Like, club every weekend, like Scooters Wednesday, V Thursday, East Side on Friday, the Planet on Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Beans popping, we just it's rolling. Like, I'm living, so it's like, I'm not getting off of this to go rap. I'm not doing that. Right. And so I would go to the studio and we'd have fun, but once I realized, like, I'm gonna be doing this barbering thing, it was like that. And so once I got so serious with that, it was like, then the whole situation with the radio interview and the homies telling and all that old, like, it was like a movie. It was like, if I don't stop right now, this movie finna end with me in jail. Or this movie finna end with me dead. Like, this how these movies go, bro. Like, look at this shit right here. Like, you came home, you had a run, things were good, they went bad. What do you think goes on right here? Like, they either go worse or you stop and you be fucking, what's my nigga name? What's Nas on Belly? You be fucking this nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you be Tommy,
what's
nigga.
It? Well,
knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah, you either be knowledge, nigga, or you be Tommy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing here?
Don't be buns.
Don't be buns, bro.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, when that happened and I made that decision, okay, well, now I'm really all in right here. So now I'm really rapping full time. T.I. and them don't sell dope no more. Jeezy and them don't sell dope no more. I seen a podcast interview the other day where Jeezy was like telling this story where he was like, yeah, I was still kind of in and out. Yeah. And Tip came in and then we was in the studio and he seen all this work around. He pulled me in the bathroom and he said, hey, Shawty, you know you can't do both, right? And he was like, nigga, don't you do both? He said, hell no, nigga, once I got my $1 million check, nigga, fuck that shit.
Man.
And I don't know if that story is true or not. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I felt at that time. Like, all right, bro, you can't do both. It's over. Mm-hmm. And so once that happens, it's like, focus on this. And at that point, it's all you got, bro. Then you're just gonna apply all the same focus and all the same principles to what you got. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not going to no club for that. I'm going to the club trying to get clients. I'm going out to get clients. When I'm in Walmart, I'm trying to get clients. I'm trying to get booked as much as possible. And then as the business grows, like I say, I'm looking at the people that I'm listening to now, they ain't even rapping about selling dope no more. These niggas turning into activists and interview people, and this dude doing business over here. And like, you listen to the album and they referencing my past to get here, but even a Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Now you listening to the content and it's like, the 444 album is all about, like, I'm a grown ass man, I got kids. I love that album. He was like, when 50 came out, I was like, this is some old golf ass old shit. I was like, I'm old, bro.
You're right.
I love this album. I'm talking about making macaroni and cheese with my wife, my kids is out here. Man. I bought some art, like, even stuff like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wins when the family feuds. I mean, just simple concept that everybody can identify with. You know,
but you have to really be older to appreciate it.
Right.
At 25, I would have caught on, but I'd have been like, oh, yeah, Yeah, family. You know what I'm saying? At 40, to talk about my family and how valuable my kids are to me and valuable my wife is to me, it's like, it's totally different, bro. And hip hop didn't have that space prior to that. That wasn't really a thing to be old rappers before these guys, before the 2 Chainz, Rick Ross. Like, rap was kind of aging out at a certain, like, Melly Mel and Kumo D and all them. I ain't really get to be 40-year-old rappers that was popping. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I say, as far as hip hop being attached to my life, when I look at my peer group, it's like, I'm still doing what they doing. I'm still doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing better in business. I still have, I'm still popping. Like, it's, damn, man, I ain't gonna bring his name, but so there's people that I see from the streets from when we was in the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to anybody that works a 9 to 5, whatever. They become regular men and working regular jobs, and that's great. And I'm proud of them for that. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't like popping. Yeah. And I'm still popping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which I understand a lot of people like, oh man, what's this? Just nigga looking for clout, woo-de-woo. But in this day and age where attention is currency and we all understand that there is a value to still being popping. Like, to be 42 and somebody calls me and be like, hey man, I'll pay you $300 to come down here to Dallas and talk to my barbers about how to be better barbers. That's fine with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that only happens because I paid attention to what's going on. Social media is becoming big. Oh, now it's not just about what you say, your self-expression on social media. People are building brands on this thing. People is making money on this thing. Like, what a digital course. They selling courses. Like, how do you sell? How
do you feel about your impact in this market? You know what I mean? Because we're talking.
I don't feel like I even had that much impact, bro.
I mean, on changing pricing, on barbering, on how
I don't think it's no impact.
Seriously?
I think just for my team. Because I don't have no barbers. And I've invited plenty of them, bro. None of them guys, I'll take that back. I seen Smooth Smitty at one show. But most of the times, guys from the other shops, I don't see them in classes. I don't see them at shows. They don't come by education from me. They don't hit me up. None of the local barbers do any of that. And so I don't know how to measure my impact other than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do they charge what we charge? We don't even charge. Like, we charge $30 walking in. Most of the guys charge $40, book an appointment. Now we have our own pricing, you know what I'm saying? But I don't even think my pricing makes the next guy in the next shop feel like he should be charging that. You know what I'm saying? Because I charge a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a hard struggle to get your book full at that price point. It take a lot of work, not just being good, like a lot of marketing, a lot of reaching out, a lot of even explaining to people, like, I have a whole pitch about how you can afford my haircuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had a guy sitting in another barber chair next to me who was like, man, I be wanting to get my hair cut with you, bro, but you know the way my bank account's set up, and I know this guy charged 50.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I charge 65. I said, do you eat fast food? He was like, yeah. I was like, bro, if you skip one fast food meal a week, you could afford my haircut. I ain't trying to take you from this guy, but $15
too easy.
It's basically don't eat a number 12.
Yeah.
You want to be cleaner, you want my service for the week, or you want his service for the week. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I have an impact on, like, the local industry. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know it's crazy because kind of like rap, like, they ain't really fucking with you till you bigger than the town. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I have an impact on the states, on the Oklahoma barber culture for sure.
What's your impact on the state?
I am part of maybe 11 of us in the whole state that have the skill set that I have. Okay. So in the industry, there was 2 guys that came up basically like with all the luxury and add-on services and like scalp treatments and the things that, like, so these 2 guys, one of them was really luxury, one of them was really like medical services, right? They got together and created these grooming systems. And so they created the system, but then they fell out. So after they fall out, they both teaching their own little branches of the system, right? So there may be, let's say if there's 5,000 barbers in the country, there may be like 500 that have the skill set. And then out of that 500, there may only be like another 150 that like are good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And out that 150, there's probably like 10 of us here in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And out of the 10 here in Oklahoma, I'm the only one here. And then the other group is in the city and the other group is in Tulsa. But out those guys, they don't intermingle in the industry. Like they don't go to shows and they're doing so well. They're all like introverts. Like they just do well, go home. They're fine. They run their little shops, or not little shops. They run their shop and run their businesses. And, you know, like they're good. Like, so I'm the only one that's like out in the mix. When you go to the big shows, the national shows, it's like, oh, that's Oklahoma right there. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing with the roof? Now you have Jack Walker, they used to cut Westbrook and them hair. And then you got Scissorhands in the city that's just known because they've been in the industry so long. But even they don't go to those events and be in the mix. They're just known because of their celebrity clientele. The back end to that is both of those have been my mentors. Like Jack actually sold me my first set of professional clippers because he was in the Army finna go to Afghanistan. Okay. So sold me his first setup when I was at Just Flex. And then when I moved to the city to go to barber school, I worked with Scissorhands. And even though I didn't listen directly right at that time, but he is the person, he took me, you old enough to remember, PJ Brown?
Yeah.
Play ball. He was finna go cut PJ Brown here. He took me with him. And I was telling him all the shit I had going on. And he turned to me and was like, bro, just be a barber. Stop all that shit, bro. Just be a barber. I was like, man, that makes sense. And it still took me a while, you know what I'm saying? But I credit him for planting that seed, bro. Because the minute I was just being a barber, everything got so much better. You know what I'm saying? My fucking whole life changed. And it was just like, I should have been doing this. So back to wrap it all up to the original question. I feel like my life in hip hop is congruent based on who I'm listening to. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I listen to people that are in my age group, peer group. And so like, I don't spin the block with a stick looking for my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old for that, bro. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I listen to 444. I listen to T.I. ain't had an album in a while, but you know, like I lean more towards J. Cole verse on the new Lil Durk song than Lil Durk's whole fucking album. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is for me. And so, man, I try to stay on par with my peer group in rap, in hip hop, because it's kind of a measurement of I'm going in the right direction to be successful, to continue to be successful.
That makes sense. I never heard nobody break it down in that manner. That's pretty dope. Now, we was talking outside, and you came up with a great question that I loved. It was, if you were comparing yourself, you know, from the barber industry and comparing yourself in hip hop.
Oh, the industry hip hop question.
Yeah. Who would you be?
Yeah, shout out to the homie Angel Rawls, man. The young OG of the barber industry. I'm gonna have to get this part of that clip and send it to him. Okay. Like I told you outside, man, I would think I had to say like a 2 Chainz. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because for the local people that's gonna get to watch this, let's say like when I left Just Flex and we went with Ice Trays and started. You know what I'm saying? I was Titty Boy. It was the Duffel Bag Boy era. Like we grinding. You see us in the club, we make some appearances, but we really just trying to get this off the ground, and we signed with DTP. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now we coming up, we good. We hiring some people. We got people on our label type situation. We hiring barbers, and then it's like when I finally got ownership and we did the remodel, it's like it has been crazy since. I guess I don't know if the comparison would be like
true
coming back as True Religion or like that when he comes back as 2 Chainz, and it's like, oh shit, isn't it?
Cocaine Cowboy,
like Cocaine Cowboy, all of that. It's like the remodel did that for me. Like it was like a resurgence, a rebirth of the whole brand. It was like, man, this is dope. We pushing. Like all of us, I think Instagram had got old enough at that point, because it was probably about 7 years into Instagram, that niches had started happening on Instagram. Because remember at first it was just like pictures, It was kind of like Facebook, but pictures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There wasn't like these niche spaces where it was like, oh, these are influencers and blah, 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 blah. So right around that time, all of that is happening. And so people are finding other people on Instagram. And that's how come when we did the waterfall thing, right after that, we go into shows and people are like, oh, y'all do the waterfall. So I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. So it's just all coming together like, oh, this is how it works. This is how it works. And so, I forgot what was you talking about? Oh, the who am I? So the 2 Chainz, it was like, as it starts coming together, you having more success. Like you signing more deals, you getting more. Now people are reaching out for you for brand deals. Now you got a Versace deal. I got a working on my Barber Life deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I was going to ask you about that.
Right.
Barber Life, I see the closing.
Right.
You damn near hit the toe in it.
Same guy, Angel Rawls.
Okay.
So he launched it probably about 10 years ago, and it was popping for probably about 6-7 years. And the other partner is a guy that owns a print shop. So like think like All Things Embroidered here.
Right.
He owns one of those in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Well, what happened was he picked up all the contracts. There's a Navy base in Jacksonville. So he picks up hella contracts from the Navy bases for like their company shirts and all this shit. He picks up the police department, the fire department, and something else. Like, so he's so busy with bulk work that it's kind of like it's starting to dry up on the Barber Life thing because that was like a passion thing for him. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of faded away. Well, last year at a big barber show they have called BarberCon, they relaunched. And since that last year, I done been down to Jacksonville like 3-4 times. So just on other business, we've been talking. And Trey, we had a big order probably like 2-3 months ago. He's still reworking on the site. So he shut that website down. He's building a new website. So time goes by and Trey hits me like, hey bro, hit Buddy up and see where my shit at.
Right.
So I call him, I'm like, hey man, I send him the screenshot like, Trey ordered your stuff, bro, it never came. He's like, bro, that site been down, blah, 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 blah. Hey, when you coming back out here? I'm coming back out there for the Elite show, blah, blah. When you come back, man, we're gonna have to talk, man. I wanna make you a brand ambassador. We're gonna relaunch again. That same show, BarberCon, is having their 20th year anniversary in August this year.
Okay.
So he's like, we're gonna relaunch again for BarberCon on their 20th. We're gonna do a big rollout. And I want you to be a brand ambassador, man. We need to come down here and talk about it. So when I shoot down there next month, I have a meeting. We'll talk about it. Talk about how does that look like? What type of compensation we talking about? Like, what we talking about? Like, how does this work?
Right.
And that's just be off of relationships, just building building my brand and building those relationships, dealing with people, being a good dude, you know, being visible.
Did Trey get his clothes?
He did. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where I'm at with that. Just keep doing what I'm doing, being in the video until I drop my school, when I open my school. And then you get to back in leverage all those relationships, because now what makes your school probably, what's going to definitely make our school the best in the state is we have the influencers from the industry that come talk at our school. Like right now in Oklahoma, there's good schools, don't get me wrong, they get you educated, they pass you good, and they teach you what to do, but nobody has Andy's content creator that's going to come to your school today and give a class about how to actually use your camera and what's f-stop and aperture and all these things and teach you these things today. Nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's capable of doing that right now. But I am. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my plan, man. Is just to, I still have my same plan. My plan ain't changed. It's just the goal hasn't changed. The way that I'm getting there is totally unexpected. You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal is just cut hair, save money, buy the shop. Buy the shop, save money, open a school. That was it. Like, it was very simple, very linear. You know what I'm saying? And then the opportunity to go to school to get my education license came. Like we said outside, like, it was such a good opportunity. Damn, I was gonna do it 2-3 years from now, but I can't pass it, so I gotta do it now. So then when I did it now, I went down this path, and once I got down this path, somebody was like, well, shit, man, you know, you can just do this without having to open a school. You can get started. So the goal is still the same, but instead of doing this, now I'm like, well, I can go over here a little bit and get this bag and get this notoriety so that when I get here, it's more like, boom, instead of like, get here and struggle as a barber, cool. Because I don't mind the grind. Grind as a barber, build it up, cool. Grind as an educator, build it up, cool. Grind as a shop owner, build up the shop, cool. Once you get there, grind up as a school, that's just how the fuck it goes. And my brain is just how it goes. But if I can travel and create relationships and basically still enjoy the culture and make money on my way to doing that, and then by the time I do that, it's an upward trajectory, it's less work, why would I not do that? You know what I'm saying? So that's what's next, man.
Man, I can't wait to see it, man. I love to see it. Love to see you doing your thing, man. It's beautiful, man. You know, people got to understand when one of us win, we all win. You know?
Yeah,
definitely. Man. And I appreciate you coming through, man. Audio Cult TV. We look forward to seeing what you do in the future and having you back through here, man.
I appreciate you having me, man, anytime.
All right.